Thank you very much. A wonderful afternoon to everyone. Allow me to give my appreciation and thanks to the Almighty Father for bringing us here safe and sound. And of course, for returning our luggages. If not, I could have presented here half naked using the tribal attire of the IPs in our country. I am Gilbert Sadsad, currently the Regional Director of DepEd Bicol Region 5, where the majestic and perfect cone Mount Mayon volcano is located. I am the newly elected President of the Philippine Public School Teachers Association, or PPSTA. Honestly, my dear friends, this is the second time that I'm giving this PPSTA country report. The first was in Brunei Darussalam in 2012. And this is the second after 10 years. The topic assigned to the Philippines is about coping with learning loss, initiatives in education. We are all faced with this grim reality. School closures have caused large and persistent damage to children's learning and well-being, the cost of which is expected to be felt for decades to come. In fact, Vicky Ford, MP, UK Minister for Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean, expressed that over 1.6 billion school children globally were shut out of school at the height of the pandemic, compounding the learning crisis poorer countries were already facing. This was mentioned by the keynote speaker this morning. This has been affirmed by the Global Education Evidence Advisory Panel, who stressed that early every aspect of education was impacted by COVID-19 pandemic. Access to schooling fell, nutrition was hampered, learning losses occurred, learning inequality increased, logistics became more complex, teachers' job became harder, and child mental health deteriorated. Amid this sad plight, we dare to ask how our education system around the world responding to the COVID-19 crisis. Allow me to mention some countries on their response in the continuity of learning and sustaining gains even if we are under pandemic or we were under pandemic. After the initial uncertainty that the educator sectors faced to ensure continuity in education, countries have mobilized efforts to put in place appropriate adjustments. Yung aking PowerPoint hindi gumagalaw. Okay. Sorry, I'm speaking Tagalog. I forgot I'm in Jakarta. Anyway, at least you know some words. One remarkable innovation is the launch of online platforms with educational materials for learners, teachers, and parents. In Indonesia, in your country, they have Rumah Bilahar. This is the platform providing learning current content, learning management system for digital classroom, and other resources that enable its users to interact, communicate online, and organize distance learning activities. While in India, there is MHRD, which is a collection of different platforms suggested by the Ministry of Human Resource Development for online learning during the health crisis. In Alberta, Canada, they have made available a website that provides parents with information specific to each grade level, which they call My Child's Learning, a parent or parent's resource. In Italy, on the other hand, has Indire webinars or National Institute for Documentation, Innovation, and Educational Research platform that provides webinar for teachers to support them in the adoption of distance learning methodologies and tools. With schools closed because of the pandemic, many countries have also turned to remote learning enabled by technology. Radio and television, Radio and television are the most popular education delivery technologies, especially among low-income countries. But with only 18% of high-income countries reporting that they use radio to deliver education. In Romania, for example, there is Telescola, which is a partnership between the Ministry of Education and Research and the Romanian National Television, TVR, which offers courses to students of the 8th and 12th grades in order to prepare them for the upcoming national exams. The courses are available on TV and online like YouTube, on the program's Facebook page, and on the websites of the TV channels. In Kenya, they have Edu Channel TV. They are educational programs broadcasted by the Kenya Institute for Curriculum Development Edu TV channel. Chile has Aprendo FM, which is an educational radio space to reinforce the learning of students in languages, science, mathematics, history, and well-being. While New Zealand has Papa Kenya TV, which the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with TVNZ, delivers through educational programming for students from preschool to secondary schools levels. In my country, the Philippines, we have also transitioned to more appropriate learning delivery modalities in distance learning because of the pandemic. There is online distance learning for learners who have internet connection at home, and offline distance learning for those who have poor internet connection. We have also launched TV and radio-based instruction that go along with the utilization of printed modules for learners who have television and radio at home. While for those who do not have gadgets, they are provided with printed modules. For some learners, blended learning or a combination of TV, radio, digital, and printed modules have been resorted to, while homeschooling is adopted by learners who have adults at home who can closely supervise and assist them while learning. The Philippines has also launched online platforms with educational materials. The Department of Education has DepEd Commons, which is an online platform for public school teachers to support distance learning modalities to continue the delivery of basic education in the Philippines. The same organization has also developed a TV channel with lessons broadcasted on 207 television channels to all students across the country. In the country or in the Philippines, the Commission on Higher Education, on the other hand, has PHL CHED Connect, which houses free higher education materials that can be used for teaching, learning, and research purposes by college students. CHED, or the Commission on Higher Education, has also been training faculty members through the High Ed Bayanihan program and giving parents to higher education institutions to train them with specific needs. The University of the Philippines Open University in particular has been offering free online courses to train teachers in online teaching, specifically massive open distance e-learning or model is the official open online courses platform of the University of the Philippines Open University, which contains free, open, and online courses for online teaching. Early on, the Department of Education in the country or in the Philippines had issued Deped Order number 19, series of 2020, that encompassed the application of adaptive strategies for financing and resource mobilization for the implementation of basic education learning continuity plan for school year 2020-2021. The said order provided strategies to accelerate actions and mobilize financial resources, both from internal and external resources. It included the recalibration of DepEd's budget through alignment and modification of the program's projects and activities, use of available balance of the school maintenance and other operating expenses or MOOE to respond to urgent needs in distance learning, use of special education fund for learning continuity plan in partnership with the local government units in the country, enhance partnership with development partners and access to official development assistance or ODA, enhance implementation of Brigada Eskwela, and maximize private sector's contributions to basic education while in emergency. After the historic disruption of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has lasted for more than 2 school years, most schools are back open worldwide, but education is still in recovery, assessing the damage done and lessons learned. In fact, UNESCO has already mobilized support to ensure the continuity of learning around the world by establishing the Global Education Coalition. It is a multi-sector coalition which aims to protect the right to education during the unprecedented disruption from response to recovery. The multi-sector coalition has brought together 175 institutional partners from the United Nations family, civil society, academia, and private sector working around 3 central flagships: connectivity, teachers, and gender equality. It uses a mission approach to achieve large-scale targets and as a way to operationalize actions, Global Skills Academy, Global Teacher Campus, and Global Learning House. In the Philippines, the Department of Education is already pushing for the resumption of 5 days in-person classes despite the health crisis brought on by COVID-19 pandemic. In our Basic Education Development Plan 2030, Phase 1 covers post-COVID-19 recovery and transition, addressing the remaining access gaps, focusing on quality and system-wide capacity development. The key outcome of the department's recovery planning and success is ensuring that learning gaps are identified and addressed among all learners, especially the most vulnerable ones, through the extensive implementation of the Learning Recovery and Continuity Plan. As the regional director in Region 5, one of the 17 regions in the Philippines, we have already institutionalized our Learning Recovery Plan. We have coined an acronym RACE, and this means recovering for academic achievement by improving instruction through sustainable, evidence-based learning programs. This acronym is very meaningful because it encompasses what we hope to achieve in the region: recovery of academic achievement, focusing on improving instruction or classroom instruction, and putting in place comprehensive, relevant, and of course, sustainable and evidence-based learning programs that are appropriate for our Bicolano learners. For the next 3 years, we need to start with grade 1 to 3 and address their literacy and numeracy needs. We hope to progress to other grade levels in the succeeding years, and we hope to encourage all our schools division offices to start working on our plans for our grade 4 to 12 so that their learning needs will also be addressed. In Region 5, we recognized that these 4 areas of concerns in our recovery plan: curriculum assessment and instruction, academic support, teacher development, and budget, are the most critical and significant if we are serious in posting positive marks on student performance in the succeeding years. To ensure synchronized implementation, we have also compelled our 13 schools division in Region 5 to allow or to also lay out their respective plans along these 4 identified priority areas in the Learning Recovery Plan. Our organization is a work in progress. We have not stopped working so that we can efficiently deliver basic education to our learners for the past 2 years despite the pandemic. This time, as we prepare for the implementation of the face-to-face classes, we are excited to step up and focus on learning recovery. We have already put in place various initiatives and projects that are intended to address current needs and aim to do more for in the next few years. We have worked hard to come up with the standardized tools in literacy and numeracy. In literacy, we have comprehensive rapid literacy assessment tool, while for numeracy, we have adopted the standardized assessment tool that has been developed in one of our division, the Albay division. Thus, we call the tool Albay Numeracy Assessment Tool or ALNA. These two assessment tools have been administered to all grade 1 to 3 learners at the end of previous school year that help us determine the literacy and numeracy skills of our early grade learners. Our region has also developed the 8-week contextualized curriculum in mother tongue, Filipino, English, and mathematics, which we are now implementing in Bicol for school year 2022-2023. This 8-week curriculum will be implemented for the first quarter. For 8 weeks, our learners will be engaged in intensive remediation and intervention lessons and activities so that they will acquire the reading and numeracy skills that they need in order to proceed in learning other skills and competencies in their respective levels. Relative to the implementation of the 8-week learning recovery curriculum, we have at hand integrative intervention materials and assessment tools that will help track learners' progress in literacy and numeracy. And of course, we have also developed monitoring and evaluation tools to ensure the efficient implementation of the contextualized curriculum. In the months ahead, we will proceed with the conduct of learning and development programs for literacy and numeracy instruction to grade 1 to 3 teachers and elementary school heads. We want to make sure that our teachers and school heads are equipped with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that they need to continue the recovery of learning loss among our vulnerable learners. Soon, we also hope to develop interdisciplinary and integrative curriculum for our early grade learners in Region 5. My dear friends, the road towards learning recovery may still be long and arduous, but with the combined efforts, commitment, hard work, and willingness to introduce innovations and reformations, we look forward to better days for the education sector. We hope that one day soon, we can all put this behind us and focus on accelerated education because we owe it to our children. We have to give them the best. Thank you very much. A wonderful afternoon to everyone.
Thank you, Brother Gilbert. Okay, it just leaves me for you
24.
to all thank our speakers from Brunei, Malaysia,
24
Indonesia, and the
minutes.
Philippines. And we are back on track as far as
24.
time is concerned. Let's march to